So this is a video that I have not been making on purpose because there's too many know-it-alls out there. And today we're going to be talking about the AR-15 platform. So I have a AR-15 here, which is essentially a pistol because the ATF, that's great. This is a pistol, believe it or not. 16-inch barrel behind me. And then I also have the 300 Blackout that you guys have seen on this channel before. Those will all fit these guidelines that I'm going to be talking about in the next few videos. I say the next few videos because this is a very in-depth weapon, more than just a pistol. So I'm going to have one video today where we're going to field strip it, just take out the bolt carrier group, and then put it all back together. That can be confusing for some people. We're also going to be doing an in-depth cleaning of one of these weapons. Again, it's very intense. There's a lot of different tools you can use, so look out for that one to make sure that you're getting it cleaned to the fullest, to make sure that it's going to perform well. And then obviously the oil points as well. If you've seen my other videos, it kind of follows suit, but look out for that one. I'm also going to do kind of a bonus video or something where I just go over the proper handling and shooting and everything else that an AR can do, how to use a safety selector, what it's for, how to release the magazine, stuff like that. So in the comments with these videos, please be kind to one another. This is one of the most popular platforms out right now, has been for some years now, so there's a lot of people that don't know what they're doing, and that's the purpose of these videos, is just to kind of guide them along and make sure that they can operate these, take them apart, and keep them well oiled for when they need to shoot them or if they want to shoot them just with their friends. So please be kind in those comments down below. Go ahead and roast me if you want, because I pretty much don't know anything. Let's get right into it. Alrighty, so this is your AR-15 platform. The reason why I say it like that is because there's a bunch of different guns and titles that you can use for it, but at the end of the day, this is the AR-15. Every one will look like this, whether it's this one, 16-inch barrel, 300 Blackout, 10-inch barrel, it doesn't matter. They all come apart and go back together the same way. This is just going to be your basic field stripping of the weapon. We're not going to go into how to take out the very intricate parts or anything like that, just taking apart the upper from the lower, as well as the bolt carrier group, your charging handle here, and then your firing pin, and that'll be about it. We'll put it back together. So first thing you want to do, if your gun is open like this to show clear, there is no magazine, and there is nothing in the chamber, right there. So the weapon is free and clear. First thing you want to do before attempting to take this apart is make sure that that bolt is forward. To do that, you're going to want to rotate the gun over and go ahead and press this button here. Now the bolt is forward, we can go ahead with taking it apart. Now you're going to see these two pins at the bottom here. So this one here and this one here, again, it's the same on every single one. You can close this, but it's just going to come back out anyway. So this here and this here, if you push from the opposite side, where you'll see them here and here, it'll actually push out, and then you should be able to just grab these with your fingers and pull these straight up like so. Now, I have taken apart ARs before where these are actually made out of plastic. So your cheaper ARs, that's fine if you have one, it's not a big deal. As long as you have a gun and you're shooting, I'm happy. So a lot of them do have cheaper pins that are in here, or they're just not seated the right way if you buy one that's already put together. I do promise you these will come out, but there have been other rifles that I have taken apart where I've had to actually take something and put it in there. Now that this is apart, and keep those all the way out so we don't forget, we're going to put this to the side for now. So this here is your upper receiver. So this has everything in it that pretty much makes the gun go boom. This has your barrel here with its gas tube, as well as this in here, which is your bolt carrier group, which we're going to get out, and then your charging handle right here. So the first thing you're going to want to do to get everything out is pull your charging handle back as if you're going to rack around for shooting. So go ahead and just pull it back, and everything's going to come out at the same time. Go ahead and keep pulling that out, and at this point, charging handle is going to get stuck. Okay, so let's go ahead and pull the bolt carrier group out first. That's this very large piece here, and then you'll see that this kind of fell out. But if you look in here, you should be able to see two little grooves in there, right here and right here, and that's actually where your charging handle, you can see those nubs on there, that's where that slides and locks into place. in there so it can be seated for proper operation. So if it's stuck, just kind of find those grooves and your charging handle will pull right out. So now we have your charging handle there, full bolt carrier group, and then your upper. For the purpose of this video, that's all we're going to take apart for the upper. This is just for basic cleaning and oiling. So let's go ahead and put that to the side. Now let's go ahead and take the buffer and buffer spring off of the lower. So as you see here, you're going to use this button here. This pin is holding everything in place. So you want to push this pin down. You can use your fingernail, tip of your finger, this, whatever you want to do. Push that down so you can get the buffer and the buffer spring out of there. So go ahead and compress that button with a little bit of tension. And when you do so, your buffer and the spring are going to come right out. So it's under a lot of tension. You want to make sure you hold back as best you can on it, and that's how you get out your buffer and the buffer spring. Now, if when you take yours apart, the buffer actually comes apart from the spring, that's not a big deal. They don't have to be together. I've had plenty where this is just loose fitting in there. Some of them do stick together. This one, for instance, it does stay together, so that's fine. You don't have to take it apart. And if this just slides out of there, you don't have to worry, it's okay. Put it back together is just as simple as taking it apart. So you just want to make sure that the trigger does not get touched, so your hammer does not go forward. So if this hammer hits there, you're going to cause problems with the gun and risk damaging and breaking this hammer here. So go ahead and take your spring, buffer facing out, and just slide it into the buffer tube here. And once you get to the end, you want to put good pressure on it and push so it gets past that pin. Once you push it all the way in, the pin will hold it in place and you are done with the lower receiver. So now this is your bolt carrier group. This has your firing pin in it. This here moves. All right, so we're going to take this apart just so you can get that firing pin out of there. And again, for cleaning and oil, you're going to want to take this whole thing apart. So when you're holding this, you want to find this pin here. So this pin here is just a simple cotter pin, and that's used to hold in your firing pin. So just take your pinky finger, slide it in there with your nail, and you should be able to pull this cotter pin out. Now, if you can't do that, you can always use tweezers, pliers. Again, I'm telling you, using a bullet to take this thing apart is a great tool to have and a great tool to use if you don't have long fingernails. So go ahead and pull this out, put that to the side, try your best not to lose it. When you do that, your firing pin is going to slide right out. There's your firing pin. Extremely dirty. I told you we're going to clean it. Don't judge me yet. Now the next thing you're going to want to do, since that firing pin is out, is get this little rectangle piece here. So once that firing pin is out, you can actually twist this so it's sideways like that. Okay, so it was like this before. Firing pin was holding everything in place. But now you want to take this, twist it sideways, and that's just so you can pull this out. Now that's out, put it down there. You got to make sure that the bolt itself is pushed all the way forward to get that piece out, because if it's underneath this gas tube here, then it's not going to come out. So rotate it, pull it straight out, and then the bolt itself will come right out of the bolt carrier group. Now that we have the bolt, you could go one further, which I'll show you. I don't do this frequently, but there's a pin right here. You push that pin all the way through. We'll come out the other side. I'll use my cotter pin to help me out here. There we go. Pull your cotter pin back out and keep some pressure on this cutout part. You can kind of see that it's meant to come out here, right? So go ahead and hold some pressure on that. Pull your cotter pin back out, and then this piece here will also come out. The reason I say to hold pressure on it is because it is under tension with this spring here. So some have a spring, mine is more of a plunger on this bolt carrier group, so it's not really a full spring like others will have, but they all perform the same. So now you can get this out, and this is where your firing pin actually goes and slides through. So it is important to get some oil in there and to make sure that this is clean. So We'll keep that out, we'll keep this apart, and now your bolt is apart. All right, we're gonna go ahead and put this thing back together now. We are gonna clean it, don't worry. I know it's a mess, but just for the purpose of this video, let's go ahead and put it back together. So this here, you wanna look for this little dimple here, or notch, whatever you wanna call it, and you can see that it's gonna line up with the rest of them here, right? So that's the way that it wants to go. Go ahead and put that on, and you're gonna wanna hold tension on this part here. You can see the hole right there that we're trying to line up with everything. So as you push down on tension, you'll see that hole right there, right? So you want to hold that down. Go ahead and take your pin that we pulled out earlier and slide it back through. Make sure it goes all the way through. Go ahead and use your favorite tool. All right, now that it's not protruding, it's in there real nice, everything is secured. So go ahead and put this to the side for now. Now you want to grab your bolt carrier group. So you want to hold it the same way with this gas tube at the top, and go ahead and slide your bolt in. At this point, it doesn't matter how it goes in, you just want to get it in here. There you go. And she'll twist around real nice. You want to find the hole, which we have to adjust perfectly. So that's the hole that we saw in the bolt. You want to make sure that that is lined up with that point, so we can go ahead and put this back in. So we'll go ahead and slide that in. Remember, don't force anything. If it's not going in, give this a jiggle, move it in and out a little bit. But everything, even with as filthy as this gun is right now, everything is going smooth with it, right? So let's go ahead and turn that so it's perfectly perpendicular to the way it was when we put it in. And at this point, we can put the firing pin back in. Now, again, the firing pin comes through this hole here, and the tip of this firing pin is actually what hits the back of the bullet and makes it explode. So we want to make sure we put it in the right way with that firing pin pointing towards the bolt. Put this up and down. And the way I like to do it is just cover both of these holes here with my hand so nothing can slide out. And I just drop it in, give it a little shake, and it'll fall right into place. Okay, so it just goes in there, shake it until it falls through. Once it gets to this point, it's good to go. She's all the way in. So now we want to go ahead and put our cotter pin back in. Find the one hole that has a nice bevel on there so you can guide it in. I usually put it in at a little bit of an angle so I can close. You see how these teeth are open a little bit? I put it in, put a little bit of pressure on it, and it'll slide right in. With a little bit of help. There we go. Push that in all the way. Make sure your firing pin will not fall out. And we're good to go with that. Now we can move on to the next step. And now one of the more confusing parts for a lot of people that I find they are not able to get everything put back together, and that's because the bolt carrier group gives them a problem. So you want to install this upside down, right? At this point, we're looking at the bottom of the gun. You want to make sure that your charging handle is upside down, and that's going to create a channel for your bolt carrier group, right? So this here is going to slide into this channel here. So go ahead and slide in your charging handle first. You want to make sure you find those grooves in there. Just nice and easy. She'll fall in just like that. And then all the way in, all the way out. Keep it a little bit so it's in all the way. Take your bolt carrier group and put that tube here in that channel, just like that. It's not going to fit, right? It's not working. You're getting frustrated. Everything's lined up, but it won't go in. Why is that? Well, if we look a little bit closer, you can see this rectangle piece that we put in before is hitting the frame of the gun. So what's very important when you're putting the bolt in is to make sure that the bolt is all the way out. So if you pull that, you watch that square piece there, it gets hidden right under that gas tube here, right? So if this is not all the way out, even if it's like that, it's going to get blocked. So whenever I put this back together, I just hold the bolt, give it a quick flick, it's all the way out, and then it'll slide in without any problems to where it's supposed to be. So once it's in there, you just give it a nice little slam forward, everything locks into place. This is in, your bolt's all the way in, and now we can put your lower receiver onto your upper receiver. Now that we have the upper receiver and the lower receiver done, let's go ahead and put it back together. So these pins, make sure they're pulled all the way out here, and then these holes here and here are going to line up right in here and here, so you can go ahead and line them up, push your pins through, and you will be good to go. So go ahead and just work it in there, walk it in a little bit, push in that pin, and you are complete. Your gun is good to go. Go ahead and run a function check on it, make sure everything's working. Works good. Go ahead and lock it. And that's locked, and we are good to go. Guys, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Let me know if this video helped you. Stick around for the cleaning, which this gun clearly needs, as well as the oil points for the AR-15 platform. Thanks a lot for watching. As always, stay safe. I'll see you in the next one.